Your first touch is the most important thing on FC25. If you just improve your first touch, your attack will go to the next level. We will follow 3 steps. The first step to taking a perfect first touch is recognizing space. I know you have heard that many times from me, but before that, at the time of recording this video, FC25 is about to be hit with another patch, and EA says that the first touch on FC25 will be improved. Players will control the ball better. Now, before I teach you how to master your first touch, as you can see, it's a pro versus pro match, and our first touch will determine that either we are going to score the goal or miss the goal. There are several ways to take the first touch, as I have shown you guys before. See, the first one and the most common one is to hold the L1 button on the first touch, which is your strafe dribbling modifier. The ball sticks really close to your feet, and it's just a recap. This video isn't about this. Then you can hold L2, LT on the first touch to keep the ball very close and shield the ball. So if you will do that, your player will shield the ball on the first touch. Then I have also shown you a flick up touch, which is when you press R3 on the first touch and your player flicks the ball up like this. It is great for power shots, right? Then we have an effort dribble touch where you hold R1 and flick the right stick in any direction. This is how it looks like. It is called an effort dribble touch. Many people swear upon it, but I don't use it a lot in my game, and I know other pro players don't use it either. These are some of the common ways of taking the first touch, but the best way to take a touch is towards the empty space. However, it is easier said than done. Before I continue with the video, hit that thumbs up button and let me know if you struggle with the first touch or not down in the comments. Now that our first step has been achieved, which was knowing which dribbling modifiers to use and to exploit the space, here comes the most crucial part, the second step. Now it is about knowing how and when to take that touch. Okay guys, now that we know we are going to take a touch towards the empty space and we are going to use dribbling modifiers on the first touch, we are going to focus on when to use these dribbling modifiers. That is our second step. Guys, as you can see in this example, I most of the times do not even use any dribbling modifiers on the first touch, and sometimes I am doing a controlled sprint on the first touch. Why do I do this? And is there any specific way to take a touch that works every time? And the answer to that question is no. That is why you need to develop something called situational awareness. Now, situational awareness allows you to spot the space and then see if you're being surrounded by players, you're going to use L1, L2, okay? But like I said at the beginning of this video, your first touch determines if you're going to score or miss a goal. Just look at this. I am taking a touch towards the empty space. No dribbling modifiers used. I give the ball to Stanway, a player lock into her, okay? Then afterwards, it's a brilliant attack from me. But this is the key. Look, where am I pointing my left stick? It is pointing upwards. And look how Theo Hernandez is approaching me. If I wasn't tunnel vision on the ball and I looked at how Theo is approaching me, I would have taken a touch downwards like this and could have followed it up with a speed boost. Hence, I would have so much space to exploit and I would have made it a very dangerous attack. Instead, I ended up doing a silly touch and tried to do a fake shot, ended up being in no man's land. Similarly here, see, it is my first touch. I take it towards the player, which is why I end up getting pressed. Many coaching trainees say, King Sunny, we get pressed a lot when we are on the first touch. It is because you take a touch towards the player. Now look at this example, how beautiful it is, and we end up scoring this goal. We give the ball to Theo, we do a ball roll fake into step overs. The opponent cannot see that. Now see, I take a touch away, then I come back inside using agile dribbling. This kind of touches allow us to play with the mind of our opponent. Now we are free. With Cantona, we are going to take a touch and end up doing a first time power shot, which is another overpowered way of scoring the goal. Here you see the step overs. You know why I'm able to score this goal? Because of how I set up my first touch. With Rafa Leao, I recognize that he has rapid play style and I can take a touch in the empty space with the R2 button. So you are only supposed to take the sprint touch if you have space in front of you. Afterwards, I do a flare nutmeg pass towards Eric Cantona. I take a touch towards the space. Why do I do this? Because if I will take a touch like this, the opponent is going to think that I'm going to turn upwards. And then I'm going to perform a step over downwards and I will end up scoring the goal. It is because of how I've set up my first touch that I end up scoring this goal. My opponent simply thought I'm going to take a touch upwards, right? Your first touch is everything. Look at this goal here with Cantona. It is because of our first touch. We immediately accept the ball without the R2 modifier. If I take an R2 touch, I know it's Van der Sar. He has the rush playstyle. So I don't press the R2 button. I simply look towards the goal and end up taking a near post power shot. Even if Van der Sar was rushing, I would end up scoring this goal, right? Here again, I take an R2 first touch. The sprint touch is very viable, but you need to know when to take it. See, over here, I'm going to take it because I have a space in front of me. Because I have the space, I took the touch with R2. Immediately, I did a player lock towards Cantona, ended up scoring an easy goal because of my first touch. And here, I will concede a goal because of my first touch. See, I don't need to do this, right? With Rafa Leao, I take a touch towards the player and then try to turn away while using controlled sprint. And because of this, I end up messing up the ball and lose the ball in the wrong area. Follow these 3 steps. Know which dribbling modifiers to use and always exploit the space. Second, do not be tunnel visioned and have the situational awareness to know where to take a touch and where the defender is approaching you from. Lastly, you need to know what you want to do after the touch. Like I did step overs with Cantona, the power shots. You need to set up your touch in a way which allows you to do something afterwards. Sounds simple, but it isn't simple. Go practice it and you will get better at it.